going live, and the hangout is now on the air. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Awkward Conversations with Geeky Writers. And Mercedes Yardley has just joined the call. We were wondering if you were going to show up on time.
Well, time's loose, but I'm always here.
That's okay. So we just went live, so I guess I'll do the introductions for those of you out there who have never tuned into one of these things before. We are the Geeky Writer Gang. My name is Todd Kiesling. Joining me is Anthony J. Rapino.
Hello.
Eryk Pruitt, the man of the hour.
Woo!
Howdy. Howdy.
And Mercedes M. Yardley.
Hello.
And we've got a special broadcast in store for you guys tonight. See, today is the release day for the good Reverend Eryk's second novel, Hashtag.
Woo!
And you guys should all go buy it right now.
Absolutely. I second that emotion.
So, how are you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing great, Todd. I'm glad you asked. Thank you very much. I'm glad you asked. I'm doing just fine.
Eryk's doing lovely.
How about yourself?
I'm pretty fucking tired. I am exhausted. I am stretched as thin as possible right now. I had a very, very tough week.
Tell them why. Tell them what you were doing this week.
I bought a house, as you can see in my wonderful new office, which that's my staircase right there, and that's my quilt rack. This is my beer. This is my microphone. This right here is my book, which you should buy. And yeah, it's just been really stressful. And you know, I feel like I was telling Eryk earlier, I felt like I've been a human punching bag all week. Stepped on a nail, had to get a tetanus shot. Movers broke my furniture. Bruises, cuts, you name it. So here I am, hanging out with you guys, some of my best friends in the whole wide world, and I'm drinking alcohol, so it can't be that bad, can it?
Fucking hey, dude, I got some good tasting alcohol myself.
Cheers, brother.
Thinking? How about you two? How y'all doing?
Yeah.
I'm trying to put on my lower third, so ignore me for a minute.
Your what?
My lower third.
Oh, okay.
You all have your books, and Todd made me one, and I'm late getting here, so... Yeah, I'll do that later. That looks hard. Okay.
This is why we start the thing early, so you can do this stuff.
You know what? When you have your 3 kids all by yourself, I left the 7-year-old in charge, if that tells you anything. She's like,
everything will be fine.
They're calling each other by their first, middle, and last names right now. They're all frustrated with each other, so. But that's okay. I've been off Diet Coke or Coke Zero for about, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, and I got right back on because it's been that kind of a week. I have my bottle here, my 2-liter. But yeah, it's been a good week. I saw my family. I have a new little nephew that I met that's only a couple months old. I got to hold him. I went to an awards ceremony and lost 2 awards to some no-named hack called Brandon Sanderson, who has fantastic books. If you guys don't know me, I'm kidding. He has some good stuff out, but that's what I
was about to say, rare.
No. He's a really nice guy. I wish I could be upset, but he's good and his work is good. So, dag nabbit. So that was my week. How was yours, Tony?
It's been going, I've been working a lot, and I have my summer class. I feel like I'm melting right now. I know I shouldn't talk, being that you're in yeah. Let me not say. I don't know if you tell people that. I can't remember.
Everyone. I'm in Vegas.
Oh, okay. I see the hot sun blaring through your window. So.
What?
Yeah, I can't deal with it though. I'm sitting here just dying, and I've been working on my sculptures, and I have my summer class that I'm teaching, and me and Todd keep pretending to work on a secret project.
Pretend is the operative word.
Yeah.
It's coming out someday.
I worked on a secret project. I put a picture of all of us up on the page. And I think that the
for one, am grateful.
Me. I'm going to call him Naked Tony from now on.
No, that's Tony's new Tinder profile picture because his old one's lame.
This new one might actually get some hits. I don't know.
Let's just keep that love train rolling, guys.
Let's keep the love train rolling. Yeah. Chugga chugga choo choo. So I'm going to pull up the page so I can look at these pictures of Tony and the rest of us.
Well, I'm actually going to post something myself. And for all of you folks who are tuning in right now, Eryk's going to be giving away some copies of Hashtag. I know Kindle copies for sure. Did we find out if paperback copies are coming?
I looked at the email that you sent me, and they said paperback, right?
That sounds about right.
They said 2 copies of the paperback?
Yes, and I guess however many copies of the Kindle copies you want to give away as well. So, like with previous broadcasts, if you want to be entered to win, you have to participate in the Facebook event page. You have to ask us questions. You have to comment. You have to just prove to us that there's a warm body on the other side of the screen actually paying attention to us.
Or a cold body. We don't judge.
No, we don't judge. If you're dead, if you're already dead, that's fine too.
I think most of us prefer cold bodies, if we're being honest.
What about dying in the process of?
Well,
they automatically win. They win.
I don't discriminate.
I'll kick them down. I'll kick them down with a paperback.
Step away, do your dying business, and come back later when you're done, right? You don't want 2 personnel. Just.
Of course. So those of you who are watching, keep a separate tab open for the event page, and we'll be doing the giveaway later on during the broadcast. So in the meantime, I'm looking for a picture to post on said event page, and I can't really find it.
If it's a picture, if it's any of the pictures I think you're looking for, you could go ahead and just forget about it, my friend.
The Love Train picture or the Candy Van picture? What about Naked Tony picture?
What about the Naked Tony picture?
If it gets any hotter in here, we're going to have live Naked Tony pretty soon.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Woo!
Wow.
The viewers just went down.
Yeah, it did. I don't know, can it go lower than 0?
It could. It could.
I'm blonde since the last time we did this, and I think I had my hair since the last time we did this, so it's brand new scary me. I think you guys should do something drastic now.
We should do something drastic?
We should do something drastic.
I thought about shaving my beard this week.
So you could look 12 again?
So I could look 12 again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I'm ready to be that person yet. I'm not ready yet. Maybe when I finish the last monochrome novel, I'll do that.
You should shave your head and your beard, but leave your mustache.
How about no? That's like, when in the Halloween aisle at Halloween time, you can buy a costume that says pedophile, and it's basically a bald cap and a mustache. That's it. That's it.
I didn't know that. That makes me
wear
laugh.
like a pair of khakis and a tight polo shirt. And
Oh, that reminds me of the story. So there was this guy that had his van And he was driving up and down a road. You know how I always joke that Tony's driving the candy van, and I'm like, oh, I'd run up to that candy van. Well, he's like, I have this dog. Does anybody know who this dog belongs to? But I'm an adult, so it's okay. So I just zip right on up to the van and like open the door and stick my head in. I don't recognize the dog, but he legitimately had a puppy in there. And I was like, yeah, it might belong to this person, it might belong to that person. And then I turn around to my kids and I'm like, never do that. Never do what mommy just did. That is bad. Don't do that. But it's totally fine for me, right?
Another thing that works is ice cream.
Yeah, our ice cream guy, he's shady. He's shady.
I think you're pretty much okay if someone invites you to go look at a puppy in a van, and you're pretty much okay if someone invites you to go have ice cream in a van. But if they offer you puppies and ice cream, then you have to look out. That's the red flag right there. Puppies and ice cream.
You sound like you're
Don't ask how I know this.
experience.
Puppies and ice cream.
These days I'm pulling over in the van to ask the little kids for their prescription pills because they get all the good shit these days.
It's true. It's true.
So, hey, kid, you got any Adderall?
They all do, man. My chickens are outside being pests.
Your chickens?
Yeah.
I always wonder if you're speaking in metaphor, Mercedes.
No.
It's just speaking in code.
If only I were. The chickens are out.
I'm working on my lower
roosting. The chickens are roosting. I repeat, the chickens are roosting.
They know when Todd's around. They hear his voice and they start like strutting by. But I have something to show you. I went on a little trip this weekend to Kanab, Utah, and I got this adorable little kachina. You can see him at all. He's a little sun kachina. Like I need more sun, but he's a cute little thing. He called out my name and wanted to come home with me. So I put him on a magnet and I was gonna like stand upside down on my stuff, because that's what they do.
I don't know what you're talking about.
A kachina. Have you never heard of kachinas at all?
No.
They're like little Native American dolls. They're usually, I think, by the Hopi tribe, I want to say.
Huh.
And they got these little dolls, and they have like a wolf one. This is the sun one, and they each stand for different things and have their own backstory and folklore and stuff. It's pretty cool.
I was following you before until you started talking about things standing upside down or whatever. I thought you were kind of moving it around and it looked like a robot, so I thought it was like a robot at first.
It's a little doll. I'm gonna put him on a magnet.
I actually just saw somebody post this question in the event page. Sorry to derail your kachina discussion.
That was so off track, right?
Adam Van Kuren asked, are we going to have chat on Google Hangout or YouTube? You can comment on YouTube, but we actually, all you got to do is just comment right there on the Facebook page like you just did, Adam, to participate. That's all you have to do. The reason being we're not tech savvy enough to figure out how to make the chat actually work on these things. So we're lucky this is even working right now. I don't even know how to turn a computer on most of the time. So
I'm gonna cut out at least 3 times. It's when the question comes around to me, right before I drop a profound.
Tony's gonna lose connection, or he's gonna freeze, and it's just gonna be his face making some funny, expression like that. He's gonna be in the middle of talking.
I love when that happens. That's like my favorite part of the program, mainly because then I could like walk away for a while and you guys don't realize it. Oh, thank God, much needed break from these freaks. Jesus Christ.
What broadcast were we doing where Eryk was doing that on purpose? Like he was just staring at the screen, looked like he had frozen.
I think it's the last one.
He got us a couple times with that.
He did.
Hey, I have a question for the group already. Would you like to hear it?
Let's have it.
This comes from Robert Walters. Question for the group. Which of your characters do you think is the most on fleek? Which is the most ratchet?
Wait, what?
The most what?
It's 7th grader. Which of your characters do you think is the most on fleek, and which is the most ratchet?
I, are we still speaking the same language?
Yeah, Todd, don't be basic, dude. Don't be basic.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Talking about on fleek versus ratchet. It's English.
Wow.
Well, Bob, you stymied him.
I have no response for that. I mean, seriously. Anybody else want to take a stab at that?
On fleek? Is it like a misspelling, or is it like something that we're totally not cool enough to understand?
That's like redneck French or something. On fleek.
I've been teaching 7th graders for the last month, so I know that on fleek means on point, and ratchet means fucked up.
Thank you, Eryk. I learned something new today.
Yeah, so did I. See, they teach me as well. And Zachary Walters did comment that Melinda, who's a character in my book, hashtag, which just came out today, he said Melinda is ratchet as fuck. Good job, Zach.
All right.
Damn it, Zach. Showing me up.
We just got a definition from someone.
Did we?
Yeah. It's Dave Robinson said, on fleek, the quality of being perfect or on point.
Thank you, Dave. I'm like,
There's a
I just
scary
wanted to see how the hell you spell this, because I hear on fleek, I'm thinking ennui. And I'm like, I'm picturing like E-N-N.
like hand on. Okay, well, I'll take that now that I know what it's talking about. I would say that my most on point character is probably Reed Taylor, that came out in Nameless, because he kind of gets things. Am I thinking him? Yeah, he gets things done. He does things on his own. He's one of the most put together characters I've written. And I would say Montessa from Apocalyptic Montessa and Nuclear Lulu, A Tale of Atomic Love, is probably super, super damaged. So she's just kind of ends up murdering people left and right, and thinking it's a good thing. So that's my answer. Woo!
You did it. Good job.
Yay.
Good job.
I'm explaining words that
You did this now.
12-year-olds know that I don't.
So, let's see. My on fleek character, I'm going to say Naomi from Soundtrack to the End of the World, because she is one badass chick, and she's basically the hero of that novel. And I'll say, I bet you guys know who I'm going to choose for most ratchet.
I do.
Yeah, you guys know?
I know.
Yeah. Sunshine from
Oh,
Loosely
yeah.
Enforced Rules. She would absolutely have to be most ratchet. If you did, I'm not going to say why, though, because it's a short story, and you guys could go out and read it. It's on Kindle. It costs you $1.99. That's not too bad. And then you will find out why Sunshine is the most ratchet character I've ever written.
You'll lose your appetite for French fries after you read it, folks.
But not French rednecks.
I guess my most on fleek character would probably be. I'm gonna break with tradition and not choose the main character of my series. I'm actually going to say Alistair Dollington's probably the most on fleek of the Monochrome series, for reasons I can't really divulge because haven't finished book 3 yet, folks. Haven't even really started it, for that matter. Oh. The most ratchet, though. What do you guys think? I'm gonna have to go with Maggie Dalton from The Harbinger,
Oh, God.
which is in my Ugly Little Things collection, Volume 1.
That's absolutely who I was thinking of, though I'll admit I didn't remember her name. That's exactly who I was thinking.
But
It's
there's
Maggie
a certain
Dalton.
scene that came to mind, right? A certain scene that you saw in your head, Tony.
I play that scene in my head every night before I go to sleep.
Oh, that's great. Good to hear.
Good. I wrote it just for you, honey.
Block.
Come on, you guys know me better than that. Silence. Yes, they all
Awkward silence.
I don't even. No, I'm not touching it. I think you're on fleek, Tony.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's
I don't know.
probably
You're
the
pretty
nicest
ratchet
thing
in my book.
said to me. What'd you say, Todd?
I said you're pretty ratchet in my book.
Can you be both on fleek and ratchet at
On
the same
fleek
time?
and ratchet.
I think that's
There.
a good
I
question.
just spoke 7th grader. Are you happy for me?
You're no
On
longer
fleek
basic.
and ratchet. Or I guess you gotta. I feel like I shouldn't be saying this without some kind of southern dialect. On fleek, ratchet.
I don't think it's southern, dude.
I'm telling you, dude, it sounds like redneck French.
Todd's so proud of himself. He's
I
like,
am
I
proud
did
of
it.
myself.
I
Damn
said
it!
Oh, man. I can't believe
Someone's
that
gotta be okay.
I just can't believe we used that terminology as much as we did just now. Seriously, too. We were all very serious about it.
Yeah.
No,
feel
I
dirty.
said on point. I have some dignity left for another 5 minutes.
No one could preserve their dignity when sitting, well, I was going to say in a room, sitting together with us, where there's no dignity left here.
I'm sorry, I class up the joint. I don't know what you're talking about. You are my favorite geeky friends. I'm happy we get to talk.
Oh, I feel
Oh,
so
I see the
loved.
love train picture.
Yay!
That makes me happy. Print that out and make a poster.
How do you feel about that, Tony?
What'd you do?
I posted the love train photo.
I love that picture, man. That's probably the best portrait of me I've ever seen.
Liar.
Where is it? Where'd you put it? On in the event page.
Of course.
I don't think the weird Photoshop pictures of me probably don't surprise anyone anymore.
Do you see Jeff Fox's comment about tonight's mascot?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, that's great, dude.
Wait, tonight's mascot, I missed that.
Yeah. You guys are missing some good stuff. You listeners and readers, and you guys are so funny. You're awesome.
Rock on, Jeff Fox. Rock on.
Hey, I gave him a mustache too, and he looked very debonair.
Hey, that's a dog eating ice cream, but have you ever made a dog eat peanut butter?
Okay, that's enough. No more.
Just checking. Just checking. Making sure my microphone worked.
So, I'm just scrolling down through to make sure we didn't miss anything. Zach asked, that's Zach Walters of the Mouth of Madness podcast, by the way. Shout out to T-Mom and the Mouthketeers.
Big Todd.
He asks, Tony, any new writings in the works? I, too, would also like to ask that question.
Yeah, you know, you already know this one, Todd, but I wrote a short story for the Volume 3 of Robbed of Sleep, that's it. Troy Blackford's little anthology series that he's been doing. I was in the first volume, and then I wasn't in the second volume, and I'm going to have a story in the third volume now. I don't remember what it's about, though, or anything about it. I'm pretty sure I wrote it, though. I'm like 85% sure that I wrote it, but he's going to publish it wherever it came from. So that's cool. That's the only new thing that I wrote. Todd read it, and he basically used it as toilet paper. He's like, man, this is probably the worst thing I've ever read.
That is bullshit. I did not say that.
He used it as, yeah. So,
I'm not
no,
denying
that's not true.
it, though.
It was the only recent thing I've written, unfortunately. Although I don't know, some of you may know this because I talked about it on my Facebook page at some point. But I am, besides the secret project that Todd and I are sort of working on, kind of, I am planning on starting a new like a short story series that I'm going to self-publish as little chapbooks, and I'm going to do a printed cover using Lino Cut, and then I'm going to make sculptures based on one of the characters from the stories. I'm going to sell them as like little limited edition chapbook sculpture pack things that I hope I can get to the first one by the end of this summer, maybe in time for like August-ish. And then I don't know if we've talked about our thing at all. If that is that something we don't talk about yet? We don't talk about Fight Club.
We never talk about any of
Well,
this.
it's really up to you. I mean, do you want to tell the listeners what we've been working on, or do you want to make them languish for a little while longer?
Let's be honest. I want to know who's really been working on our thing.
Oh shit!
I outlined mine, and it's on my list of shit I'm supposed to do every week. Is to make sure. So I'm on fleek with mine right now.
I've been thinking about it.
Yeah, thinking about it. Thinking about it counts. Next step is you think about it like writing a pen and paper thing. But not thinking about it counts.
Yeah, I've thought about it on the toilet. I've totally, when I take a shit, I think a little about that story.
That's quality. That's quality stuff right there.
I'm telling you, it's like 45 minutes of quality thinking.
How long?
We
by the way, this is really important. Crystal Cell just says she bought a book, hashtag on Amazon. Crystal, this one's for you.
Rock on, Crystal.
Yay.
Thanks to Mom and Dad. That's us all today.
Hey kids, be nice, please.
Yeah, be nice.
My parents
Be nice. Okay.
So, I guess technically there are 2 secret projects in the works, one of which involving the 4 of us that we are not at a point to talk about yet. Just at all, by the way.
Yeah.
Other
Todd
than the fact
is not
that
at a point to talk about it.
Allude to it, in mysterious ways. And yes, Tony and I are also working on a separate project that is also a secret. Unless Tony wants to reveal that, that's really up to Tony.
I've kind of told people, I've hinted to people who have asked me very specific questions.
Son of a bitch!
that directly to it. I've hinted. Now, I haven't said anything specifically. Here's the deal, though. Here's what I honestly feel that this is the truth, Todd. I think like once we both have time, once we sit down and we say, all right, let's put some deadlines down. I think we got this worked out, man. I think we could bang it out in a couple of months and have it on the shelves. I think it's not. I don't think it's really that far off. It's just a matter of actually sitting down and doing the work.
I agree 100% with you. Just let me add one caveat. If you ever refer to the 2 of us banging anything out ever again, we're done.
That's ratchet, Tony. That's ratchet.
Todd, why you gotta be like that, man? I swear to God, when we talk in private, these things, they don't come up like that. I don't understand. Is that a real free? Oh, okay. For a second, it looked like you were frozen. I was like, oh man, that would be a perfect time for the feed to freeze.
No, but it froze when you were talking about sitting on the pot. It just froze, and you were like.
On that point of topic, actually, I do want to say 45 minutes, man. You need to get more fiber in your diet.
That's 45 minutes of constant shitting, man. I have too much fiber. Too much. It's like.
And then, not to get too far off the subject, but I want to let everybody know that there's nothing wrong with being ratchet. Like, I'm fine with it.
We should all be fine with being ratchet. I'm trying to be my most ratchet right now.
I'm ratchet and I'm proud.
I have no problem being ratchet. Ever.
You say that, but I see the shame on your face. Look at it.
It's-
I love it.
Just can't help myself, guys.
Not bad at all. Buy his books.
People who are just tuning in are like, what the fuck am I watching right now?
Well,
Are there people actually just tuning in?
I don't know.
No?
Maybe.
Maybe. I feel like people have caught on by now They know if they're going to watch this that we come off the first like 10, 15 minutes of our discussion sounds really professional, and we're all kind of like feeling out what we're going to talk about. And then about, I don't know, like 25 minutes in, it's all shit and piss. It's just...
I think it's the opposite.
We are not
I really
above
think it's
scatological humor.
It's the opposite. We start with the shit jokes.
Yeah.
And just progressively get better. Is that it? So by the time we leave today, we'll be just wonderful and brilliant. I have to go intervene for a second. Talk
Okay.
amongst yourselves.
Take the camera
Zach.
with you.
Zach also asked me a question if I had anything new concerning the Monochrome trilogy. Excuse me. No. No.
He's a troublemaker tonight. That's all it is.
Yeah, seriously, you're asking all these questions that I just don't have answers for, man. The Monochrome, the last book of the Monochrome trilogy, the first book of which is right there, called A Life Transparent, $3.99 on Kindle. It's all circulating up here. I've got a million other things going on outside of my writing life. Those of you who have followed me know I just bought a house, and that has pretty much dominated all of my free time as I'm still in the process of moving boxes from my apartment. So I haven't stopped thinking about it. It's definitely one of those things that I hope to return to very, very soon because I've got that itch,
I just walked in time to hear that you're itching.
Yeah, I've got that writing itch to go back to the monochrome.
Oh, what happens when you're ratchet, dude? You itch.
Clarifying.
I've got
I
itch,
thought we
and the only
itch.
ointment is more monochrome. Okay? Alright? The first person who photoshops a bottle of ointment with monochrome like branding on it, I will give you a free copy of A Life Transparent.
Oh, shit.
Anyway,
People are gonna do it, man.
I hope so.
I want your face to be on it too, though, somewhere.
That's fine. Put my face
like-
on it. Monochrome hemorrhoid
For the-
cream. There's my face.
Ooh.
Hey, I got another question from the internet. Allow me to read it. Andrea Vassi would like to know who designs the cover of your books. Todd, who designs the cover of your books? Todd.
My wife, Erica Kiesling, designs the covers for my books.
How about you, Anthony J. Rapino? Who drives the, who makes the cover of your books?
This was for all of us. I didn't realize. My book, Soundtrack to the End of the World, was designed by Gabriel Lopez, a really good artist. And then my cover for Welcome to Moon Hill was designed by R.L. Treadway. I think I'm saying her name correct. It's been a long time. And then there is the cover for my Loosely Enforced Rules short story that my brother put together for me, actually. Yeah, I think that's everything, maybe? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's everything I could think of.
Mercedes?
Can you hear the crying out there?
It's all over but the crying.
Mercedes, who designs the covers of your books?
The first one was Yannick Bouchard. He did Beautiful Sorrows. He did that cover. And the last few have been from George Catronis. He does a great job. Great job. I'm happy with all my covers, actually. They've been a few different ones, and they're all pretty cool. But I like that you kind of toss an idea and say, I'd kind of like this idea, and they just take it and run. I find if you try and micromanage, then it just kind of sucks. But if you toss them an idea and just let them go with it, they know what looks good and how to do that. So those are my people. Those are my guys. Todd covers mouth. It's too much.
What?
You look all pensive, like, oh my gosh.
I'm reading the other questions that have been coming in. Please continue.
No, that's it. That's all I had to say.
Okay.
Ooh. Did we all answer?
Eryk has to answer.
And for Dirtbags, it was done by the publisher. I was a little hands-on on that. I knew I wanted a trailer in there. I knew she suggested a couple of color schemes and let me choose from 3 or 4 color schemes. So I was a little more involved in that. Hashtag, those folks at that publishing company, they do, whoever's doing the covers over there, that guy's on fleek, or woman, is on fleek. So they do a pretty good job. So with that one, they just sent me a thing one day and said, hey, what do you think about this? And I was like, hey, I like it. That one's great. And then the next day they were on Twitter and Facebook saying, hey, cover reveal. I was like, oh, okay, rock and roll. That's great. But I do want to throw one shout out there that Khalid Patel of Severest Inks, he did a cover to a short story I did one time called Further South that was freaking amazing. And if you ever get a chance to look up Severest Inks on the internet, he does covers for his stuff that are really slick. So I would suggest looking at that.
And so we shall. And so we shall.
Do it. Do it.
Hey, I just saw this post from Dave Robison. Or Robison. I apologize if I've mispronounced your last name. Oh, crying child.
Oh, I love the sound of crying children.
It's like music, isn't it?
It's better to listen to them sing.
You're not.
Show me green.
I need you to step out.
Show me green.
On Friday. Go. There you go. Sorry.
It's the internet, ladies and gentlemen.
Ah, such sweet sorrow.
Her tears sustain you like they do me.
What was it you said to me once? Like, you will wash their faces with their tears or something like that?
The tears will wash your faces.
I thought that was one of the darkest things I'd ever heard.
I saw my brother this week, and I only see him maybe once or twice a year, and he's like, "You have a tendency to go dark. Have you realized that?" I'm like, "Oh, no. No, I haven't."
So, I was saying, we had a scenario posted by Dave Robison. Again, I apologize if I butchered your last name. He says, you have all the time in the world. You'll be paid a wheelbarrow of cash. You can write anything you want with no editorial censorship. What do you write? Take it away, Tony.
The Bible.
I'm afraid it's already been done and it's made boatloads of cash.
No, the Rapino version.
They stole my title. I've been sitting on that title for friggin' a whole, 3 years. When did they write it? Did it, just come out? I'm pretty sure I would have heard of it if it was really... I don't know. Alright, so what would I write, given anything? I feel like I already write whatever I want. I mean, it's a really cool scenario in that I would love to be paid a wheelbarrow of cash.
That's the missing element.
That is the missing element, yeah. I do it all of that already. I just don't get paid a wheelbarrow of cash for it. Yeah, I mean, I really can't add anything other than I honestly do write what I want, which is probably why I'm poor and not published very much.
I need to interject for a second. I know I've heard that name, Dave Robinson, before. Dave, if you're listening, are you the guy who read the story Knife Fight for Pseudopod? If you are, that was an excellent reading, sir. Well done. If not, you had the same name as the guy who did an excellent reading of the story Knife Fight on Pseudopod, which was an excellent reading, and you should check it out.
Dave does roundtable podcasts and a whole bunch of other. He does a lot of narration and reading. So just a charmer. If you are not friends with Dave, you should be.
Well, I'm gonna remedy that right now.
Yeah, you should, and watch him not accept it, and this will be awesome.
I just did the same. So yeah, we'll see. He's like, nope, I've been watching you for the past half hour.
No.
So, Eryk, you're up. If you had all the time in the world, a wheelbarrow of cash, and you could write anything you want with no editorial censorship, what would you write?
Well, I pretty much I mean, like we said, the wheelbarrow of cash is the missing element all the time in the world. I've got a finished work that I set aside to give me some time to do the edits on, and then I accidentally got started deep into another work. So, I mean, I have two things that I would like to get put out. I didn't need time and money already. As far as editorial control goes, I mean, we all could use a little bit of that because, for all I know, you know, some of these things are a bad idea. I might need someone to come in and say, dude, like this thing you're talking about killing people, and, you know, somebody to tell me that maybe that's going a little too far, but I don't want them to have the final say, but I would like a little bit of editorial help. Because like I said, for all I know, the thing I'm making sucks. Was that even an answer?
Sort of.
It's a better answer than mine. So.
I've got things that I'm trying to get all the way through. I get all the way through. Hopefully I get that wheelbarrow of cash in unlimited time. But in the meantime, anybody that knows how to put cash in their wheelbarrow, send it over to me.
Sounds good.
Mercedes.
I would. My thing right now is I am under contract for so many books that I'm paralyzed. And if I could, and you hear my children, oh my gosh, one's trying to break in the door, the other's back here on the bed. If I had all the time in the world, I would write my kitchen book, which is one that I really have been trying to write for about a year now, and just haven't had time to get to. But it's kind of a, you know, small town, kind of everybody attacks this one individual and kind of a small town mentality, which I'm really fascinated with. So that's what I would write. I would love to get to that after I get some of these other things out. But I would need all the time in the world. A wheelbarrow of cash would be nice, but really I just need time. I would sell my time.
May I make an amendment to my answer? I would like to write the next great Christmas film. Not the one that all the kids go to see. The other one.
Oh.
Yeah, that. I'd like to write something seasonal for the holidays.
Like Gremlins.
Like Gremlins, yes. Yes, ma'am, like Gremlins. Like that Rare Exports, the little, what is it, Swedish thing?
That's a good film.
Like Die Hard.
That's a very good film.
How about you? Remember cash all the time in the world.
If I had all the time in the world, I could be paid a wheelbarrow of cash, and I could write anything I wanted with no editorial censorship. I would probably take a novel that I wrote about going on 10 years ago. Actually, it has been 10 years. A novel that predates A Life Transparent, actually, and has never seen the light of day. But it could easily be adapted into like either like a multi-part like television miniseries or comic book series, or even a video game for that matter. I would probably do that.
Much better. Much better.
Hey, Nico. I would. It's like a speculative horror slash sci-fi type story. And actually, if you were one of the folks out there who pre-ordered Ugly Little Thing, the hardcover, the draft of it is on the website, that Ugly Little Thing.
Yes.
So,
that's
what I would do.
I'm sorry, what was that answer, Todd? Can you say it all again, please?
No.
Bite me, young lady.
So what else do we have here? Thank you, Dave, for the excellent question. And by the way, that is the same Dave who read the story Knife Fight for Pseudopod, and he posted a link to that, and I urge you all
Watch
check
Yes.
Dave's good people. So I know there's a question from Zach that I saw on there, and he wanted to know, he said that he liked the ending of Nameless. Thank you, I appreciate that, Zach. And he wanted to know when the sequel was coming out.
Nico, hi Nico.
Hi, Nico. And like I said, I'm contracted for the next 2 Nameless books, the Bone Angel trilogy books, and I'm doing a couple of other novellas and a short story, and I just feel like I had just been, well, Todd knows this because I've told him, just paralyzed.
Washer dryer, mine that you will.
Yes, we have a washer and dryer.
Mine that you will.
You can stay in Mommy Daddy's and you have to be quiet.
Washer dryer out. Go Peter. Go Peter.
No, I need to stay on this page. So, I'm slow getting there, but I have it completely plotted out, and I'm trying to really hit it hard this month after I get the short story finished that I'm halfway through. So I'm thinking it will be a fall release, is what it sounds like to me. I'm thinking so. Let's all hope and pray for that.
I want kisses.
Nope, we're done with kisses. Thank you. Focus, Todd.
What?
Nico's touching your nose, Todd. He's giving you
My
finger.
nose, right here.
Yep, see? Is he touching his nose? Okay. This is why my writing goes so slow, everybody.
It's okay.
You say that.
It's all right.
But I don't see you babysitting my children.
Do you really want that to happen?
I don't
Be
know.
honest.
I put the Black Cauldron on for him, Todd. My daughter's 3. Have you seen the Black Cauldron?
I have actually never seen the Black Cauldron.
It's fairly traumatizing.
No.
Serves him right.
Touch my purple.
Before it gets buried,
No more purple pen.
our good friend Amanda Shore posted a question right before we went live. She says, any of you who have done sequels, how do you handle releasing them? Do you release the first one while the second is in progress? How do you keep up with it? What if an editor or beta reader points something out and you need to make major revisions? How do you keep your deadlines? That was more than one question, Amanda.
Stop. Amanda's very thorough. Hey, stop.
That's okay.
She's thorough. She likes to get to the bottom of things.
I don't know that I have anything worthwhile to contribute to that particular discussion. I have not released sequels per se. I'm working on a second novel that's sort of an unofficial third entry into the Moonhill trilogy, but it's very much a loose, very, very loose sequel. I wouldn't even, I mean, they really aren't connected other than being from this, all taking place in Moonhill. But yeah. I unfortunately can't help with that one. I guess Todd has probably a better answer for that.
Yeah, Todd, what's your answer?
Well, let me review this. How do I handle releasing them? Poorly. Do you release the first one while the second is in progress? There was actually 4 years between the first and second novels, and when I originally released A Life Transparent, it was supposed to be a standalone. The second novel just kind of came out of the blue, and that's partially why it took so long. How do I keep up with it? I have a really good editor. Her name is Amelia. I don't know if she's listening tonight, but she is awesome, and my work would be much poorer without her. If an editor or beta reader points something out and you need to make major revisions, then that actually came up. I was fortunate to be able to revise A Life Transparent while writing the first draft of the sequel. So I was able to revise a lot of the story to fit what I'd already written for the sequel. And so in that respect, I was pretty fortunate. I think if I were to do it again, I would probably start out with a plan to write a sequel. And how do I keep my deadlines? I don't. It's done when it's done, and I don't sacrifice quality just to get it out by a certain date. If it's not going to be ready by a certain date, then I push the date back. Simple as that.
So I'm going to interject really quick and say that you need to see what Amanda drew for you. Todd, refresh the page and see what Amanda drew for you on the page.
All right, I'm scrolling back up.
Hey.
Oh my God.
Is that not awesome?
That's incredible. I saw that Paula Limbaugh also posted something. Paula and Amanda, do me a favor and send me a message. I will send you the Kindle version of my first novel, Life Transparent. You guys are awesome, and you made my night. Thank you.
For when you've got that itch.
When you've got that itch.
Paul Landreth just made my night with his picture of Tony. Okay, Papa. Okay, so I'd like to take a...
Oh, Jesus. I just saw that. That's bad. Oh, my God. And he chose the perfect picture because I purposely...
Yeah, he did.
When I was shaving, I purposely took that picture and I named it my porn mustache picture. I wanted to be like a very 70s porn mustache kind of thing there. So yeah, that's kind of perfect, right?
that is perfect.
I almost want to just like save that to my phone and then text it to you at random intervals during the day.
It's my new screensaver.
Oh, that is good. So I would really like to take a shot at Amanda's question, which is funny because she works for Ragnarok, who's one of my publishers, and I'm behind on my series. Hey, you too. You too. So I think ideally you would have one out and be writing the other one. Ideally, you want your sequels to come out a year apart. At the same time of year, at the same time. I know. Hey, you too.
Go to.
Head out to the computer.
No.
Time to go. Okay. Now, whoa.
Ooh. Whoa.
Whoa. Okay, go. Why don't you go? Why don't you go? Go. Run free. Go. Okay, I love you. Bye-bye. No more kisses. I know that when you release them too close together. Okay, I'm going to shut this door. Oh, my land.
And then they were banished.
I'm just going to cry. That's cool, right? You guys don't mind, right?
Go ahead.
Like, if you release them too close together, you don't get enough build-up between. Like, I know we released 3 of my books in a year, and it was kind of too exhausting, and it was too, you didn't have enough build-up between each book. Because you have your fans and your readers and your friends that support you, but if you're like, I released a book, you tap them out, and you tap yourself out. I know by the time Pretty Little Dead Girls came out, which is my favorite book I ever wrote, I was exhausted, and I couldn't put the work and effort and time into it that I wanted to. So I would say ideally you release them a year apart, and you get them either written or have them on the backup burner so that you can kind of, put them out like that. I think ideally.
Are you okay?
Can you hear the screaming?
You can.
All the knives are hidden and like all the weapons are put away. Okay, they'll be fine. So, hey, since I'm in the last on that question, I'm going to segue. The same kind of question Jeff Fox asked: when writing standalone novels, are you tempted to place stories in the same universe with Easter eggs, hinting at something from another book? or you prefer to keep each story unto itself? Because I didn't write a sequel. I don't think I got a sequel in me. I had 3 publishers. I was fortunate enough to have 3 publishers ask about a Dirtbag sequel. But I don't know how I have an idea where that character is that ends the book, but I don't really think it would make a good story. I think I made the story, with what I had. But to kind of segue into Jeff's question, what I did write was a story that's set in the same town. Like hashtag is set in the same town. And even though, none of the storylines continue, if you read one book, you're going to get a payoff by reading the second one, because there are like some side characters that are mentioned. There's a couple of things that I won't, for instance, I don't know how many of you read Dirtbags or are familiar with it, but there's a strip club that's set in a double-wide trailer home owned by a dude named Bubba Green. And Bubba Green, he has, things don't go quite so well for him in Dirtbags. However, his son makes an appearance in hashtag. If you're looking careful, you will find him. So there's little things like that. But I do like to keep the stories alone. I'm not a big sequel guy.
Phone's ringing, dude.
Good question. It's not my phone.
I took care of it. Took care of it. People. Yeah, that's a really good question though. Jeff, I think like I probably don't even have to answer the question for people who have read my work, because they know that I have recently, when I say recently, I mean like in the past decade, I've been setting a lot of my stuff in this town of Moonhill, and yeah, I love the Easter egg thing. I mean, if you were to read Welcome to Moonhill, the short story collection, and then listen to which is my novella audio book, you'll definitely notice some crossover there. And then, as I mentioned earlier, there's the second novel. It's the second novel I've written, but it would be kind of like the third installment of the Moonhill trilogy. The first one being Welcome to Moonhill, the second one being Reality Engineers, the third being The Shadows of Flies, which is the novel I'm working on. And that has a ton. I mean, since it's kind of like the last time I'm going to really do the thing for a while, I'm just getting everyone like back in the game, and it's all going to tie together. And like, if you've been reading my Moonhill stories and stuff, you'll see that it all kind of wraps up and makes more sense in terms of what was going on in that town, I guess. That's if I ever finish writing it and ever release it.
The Shadows of Flies is an awesome title.
Thank you.
I remember when you were talking about that like a year ago, and I was really excited to read it, and I learned that you're still, a ways off from finishing it, and I was sad. Still sad. I want to read it.
It's, you know what? It's really not as far off as I could wait for it, guys. Wait for it. I could bang it out in probably about a month if I really. Yes.
I feel like that's the catchphrase where everybody in Pee-wee's Playhouse freaks out.
It's the word of the day, only it's not a word, it's a phrase. But that's okay. Phrase of the day, bang it out, kids. And that would work perfectly for Pee-wee's Playhouse, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah. I could really just, if I sat down and like did only that for a month, I could kill it, man. I'm about 50 to 60,000 words into it. It's not like I wrote a page and I was like, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm into the ends game. If I would only just do it, I would love to. I would love to, especially in regards to our little secret project. I think it would like be a very cool time to get things together.
Well,
I realize I'm being really vague.
to
No
it.
one knows what I'm talking about. We're just confused everyone. It's okay.
I'll talk about it with you, Tony. I'll talk about it with you.
Thank you.
I'll ratchet like that.
Mercedes just posted she had to drop out of the broadcast because the kids were just being too loud. So I don't know if she'll be returning. But I think it's just for now. It's just the three of us.
Mercedes, no. This is not.
And there goes the viewer count. 1, 2, 3.
He is kidding.
I guess I should answer Jeff's question if I can find it again. Well, I guess technically I haven't written a standalone novel recently. Everything I've worked on as far as novels go is all tied together in the same series, but the Ugly Little Things stories, I started to work on the beginnings of a horror novel back around October that would have actually tied a lot of those stories together in the first volume, but it got mothballed because I found out there's a film production company down south that's actually making a story about the same area that I was writing mine about. So I put that aside until I can figure out, how I'm going to address that problem. But it's kind of fun to put little things here and there, little nods to other stories. It's for the fans, for the readers who, if you get a group of people who've read your previous work, then they're going to catch those little things you leave for them. And then it's stuff that's there, and for people who are new to your work, and then they start to explore your back catalog, and they're like, oh, hey, this all takes place in the same sort of universe. I have a story in progress that'll eventually see the light of day that actually takes place in Tony's fictional town of Moon Hill. So, yeah, of course, the temptation's always there, I think. It's fun to do what Stephen King does and have this giant catalog, this giant world, and all these characters are all intertwined in interesting ways that aren't necessarily direct, but more just nods to other works. So maybe that's a non-answer or a rambling answer, but that's all I got, Jeff. What do you want?
Throw it back there one more time. I don't like talking about works in progress, but I am working on one that it features the same community that we use in Dirtbags and in Hashtag. And I noticed when I got halfway through with it that it's like you actually see the community at different stages of its own growth, or the opposite of that. So it was kind of fun, and even though some of the same characters bounce around and it's a different thing, it's almost like the community became a character itself, which was fun. However, as soon as I put that one down, I'm kind of looking forward to going somewhere new.
Right on. Guy Medley asked a question.
That dude's cool.
What do you look for in a publisher when it comes time to market your book? I think he means to shop it around. Can I take a stab at this first?
Yes, I'm gonna go ahead and make a drink for when it's my turn.
All right, let me take point on this one, Eryk. What do I look for in a publisher when it comes time to shop around a book? Well, when it comes to my novels, I can't really say much because Precipice Books is actually my company. I created it because if you've read the monochrome stories, they don't fit any one genre. Incredibly difficult to market, and I decided to do it myself. That said, I have sold short stories. Let me impart upon you some wisdom that I've recently acquired. If it's a new publisher and it's their first time, even if they're paying, I'd say sit it out and wait till their second endeavor. Wait until you can see how their first publication goes, and make sure that the person running the show knows what the fuck he's doing, and that he's not an immature, pompous jackass. You guys know what I'm talking about.
That's a sparkly answer.
Yeah, it's a sparkling answer. It's in motion too. Also, I would say make sure that they pay you something. Make sure it is commensurate with the work involved. Don't undervalue yourself. I did that last year with a story that I sold for $25, and it should have been sold for a lot more, and it caused me nothing but stress dealing with the jackass immature publisher who didn't know what the fuck he was doing. And that's what I would say. Just do your homework and stand your ground. You know what your work is worth. If it's been vetted by your peers, if you've shopped it around with a writing workshop, or you have a circle of friends whose feedback you value, and you take their feedback to heart and actually are out there to make your story as good as possible, and then you send it out into the world, and some publisher comes back and tries to lowball you, you have the power to walk. That is totally your prerogative, and you should do it if you feel like it's undervaluing your work. Now, you got to be fair, but at the same time, don't take a pittance for your work. The writer should get paid, period, and it shouldn't be just a few bucks and whatnot. I will add a caveat to that. There has been a lot of I've seen a lot of debate about for the love markets, where you submit your story and it's totally for the love of the craft. You're getting paid an exposure, and I know a lot of people out there who are very vocal about it being not worth it, and don't do that. I say pick and choose. If it seems like the people who are putting it together are doing it for the right reasons, and they're going to be using whatever profits they earn from the sales to do future releases, and not just take the money and run. Also, maybe not do it for a 30,000 word novella, but if you got a 5,000 word story that was just sitting in a drawer and wasn't going anywhere and nobody else was accepting it, and these people want to take a look at it and it's free, that's up to you. Weigh your options. Do your homework. It all boils down to that. So maybe I'm contradicting myself because I'm kind of speaking off the cuff here, but that's just my opinion, man. Anybody else want to add to that or take away?
Yeah, I think that, I'm still kind of new at this game, relatively. I've really only been publishing for, about 4 years now. Short stories, I produce films as well. You can see those on my website, erykpruitt.com. But as this is only my second novel, so my deal is I just would want to look, I'm new. I don't know everything by far. I just want to work with somebody that knows more than I do, and there's a couple, there's a couple of times where, I understand, you working for exposure. I understand that. I like to contribute to a lot of short story markets because, they are going to get me put in front of people that will be interested in more things. They really work hard to market it. But, they'll say you work from exposure, you're going to fucking die from it too. You know what I mean? Like, you got to get some... You gotta pay some bills. I like novels a lot because you can get you get in on a percentage when you're on this small level, like where I'm at. You get a percentage of what's sold, which is fair enough. Which means you have to do a pretty good shot of marketing your work. However, what I would look for in a publisher, and I'd be sure if this shit's in your contract, I don't mind getting my hands dirty, rolling up my sleeves, doing some marketing, but I would like to make sure that I'm signed on with somebody to give me marketing support. That will help me get those ARCs out to bloggers, to reviewers, to people that will help sell my book. Because I'm working for fucking percentages, you know what I mean? If I'm going to get 50, 40, etc. % of the book, then that means I need people that have that book in their hand. and I need somebody to help me get that book in people's hands. And if there are voices out there that are working to help me, reviewers and bloggers and everything, but I need somebody to help me get that book into their hands. So help me get into bookstores and etc. So people that, you know, see what I got got's gold, man. You can fucking slather that on top of a plate full of grits, and it tastes damn good. But, like, I need some help cooking that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally agree. The marketing is such an important part of it too. But
Yeah.
Tony, go ahead.
I don't have enough experience. I mean, I've worked with a bunch of publishers. You know, my novel was published through a publishing house. My novella was published through the audiobook publisher, and I've worked with a number of different places that have published my short stories, anthologies that, you know, were put out, as well as magazines and whatnot. And I think I don't have enough experience. Like, I've experienced those few places, but I don't know that I ever really. I don't even know how to really phrase this, because I don't want it to come out sounding insulting or anything. But I feel like a lot of the time the marketing has fallen to me. Not completely. I mean, the publishers usually take on something. But yeah, a lot of it usually falls. And I think that from what I've heard, that tends to be the case a lot of times, that a lot of marketing does fall to the writer. And that's why I say that I don't know that I can really speak to the question, because I haven't really dealt with, I don't want to say professional publishers, but bigger publishers, I guess, like real large publishers. I don't really know what the marketing is like with a publisher, like, Random House or something. I don't know what it's like with those big guys, so I can't really speak to that. If I'm going to try to place my next book, I will say this: if I decide I want to have someone publish my next novel, and that I'm not going to do it myself, I am going to be looking for a publisher that pitches in a lot and at least guides you, kind of like what Eryk was saying. I don't know what the hell I'm really doing. I fake it pretty well sometimes, but I need some damn guidance. If the publisher can do that for me, that's probably what I'm going to look for. Publisher that can actually guide the sales of books and the marketing teams and whatnot. I don't know. That probably all sounds like a bunch of horse shit. I have no idea.
I'm on your side 100%, Tony. I think you said it rather well. Yeah, it's supposed to, when we're working for a percentage, man, it's supposed to be like a team effort, and there should just be things. I mean, I understand behind the scenes, but I think that it's a team effort, and to lock one member out of the team is, but anyway. Praise Jesus. Okay.
Paula Limbaugh asked the question, what do you think of Kindle Unlimited, and is it worth having your books included?
That's a straight-up Todd Kiesling question, isn't it?
It is a Todd Kiesling question. I actually commented on the post on the event page, but I've actually blogged about this. Last year, when they announced Kindle Unlimited, I opted out all of my books from Amazon's exclusive agreements. Reason being, my day job, I work in finance, so I deal with numbers and money on a regular basis. And I didn't go to school for it. I majored in English, but for some reason I've developed an aptitude for this. So the way Amazon pays out its authors is they have this stipend every month, and they've got, say, like a pool of $2 million. And prior to Kindle Unlimited, basically anybody who was opted into Amazon's exclusive arrangement to be part of KDP Select is what they called it. You could have your books, anytime somebody borrowed your books from the lending library, you got a cut of that stipend. And it was limited to people who were Amazon Prime members. So when Kindle Unlimited comes out, they basically increase this stipend, but they also increase the availability. So instead of it just being people who are Amazon Prime members, it's anyone who pays $9.99 a month, just like Netflix or Spotify. And it's a really cool idea in theory. I mean, you pay one flat fee and you get unlimited access to as many books as you want. I mean, hell, I'd love that. If I, could keep up with the reading and read on a consistent basis, I would totally do that. But the problem is that they haven't increased the stipend to keep up with the demand of it. So now you have all these so many more people who are downloading the books through this program, and there's less per download, going to the author. So whereas before you were getting maybe $2 every time somebody borrowed your book, now because there are so many people pulling from it, there's so many more books being borrowed, the fraction that gets paid out to the individual author per download shrinks. So instead of getting $2 a download, you're now getting maybe, I don't know, $1.30, maybe 70 cents. I don't know what it is right now. I haven't kept up with the numbers. The last thing I saw about it, which was several months ago, it had dropped almost $1 by that point after like a little over a year or 6 months or however long. So, in my opinion, I think it's a great idea in theory, but in its current form, because Amazon is not really supporting it to keep up with its growth, it's bad currently. I know Mercedes actually commented there and said that one of her friends went from getting $1,200 a month to $200 a month. That's how much the program diluted the royalty structure. So I think it's bad. That's why I opted out of exclusive agreements with Amazon because of it, because it just seemed like a bad idea, and I knew they weren't going to keep up with that pool of money and grow the stipend as the user base grew with it. So that's all I have to say about that.
That's all you have to say. I'll just add that I remained in the program, but the only reason I remained in the program is because the effort that it would take to get out of the program made no sense for me, because I sell on average about I'm tipping my hand a little bit here, but I sell on average about 3 or 4 books a month if I'm lucky, and I'm actually looking at my report right now from Kindle, and none of those are Kindle Unlimited or whatever the hell the other thing's called. None of those, they're just regular paid units that people bought the book. And it actually is really, really rare for me to see a book being taken out through one of those programs for me. I'm not really sure why that is, but I mean, I make like like between $2 and $4 per pay period, whatever the pay periods are. So for me, it just doesn't matter, I guess. Todd makes a great argument for if you actually sell books. Yes. But for those of us who just kind of wallow, I just left my shit the way it was. Didn't matter for me.
If I've learned anything from you, Tony, it's that I should never touch your shit.
Never touch it.
Just don't touch Tony's shit.
Do you touch other people's shit?
No, I don't touch other people's shit either.
Alright, so don't touch anyone's shit.
Exactly. Don't touch anyone's shit, because that's how you get pink eye, kids.
Is that really how you get pink eye? Hey, I just want to throw this out there, just to kind of answer the last 2 questions. I never took part in the Kindle Unlimited, but my first book, The Dirtbags, it did sell well. It still sells pretty well. I like the checks that come in. However, one of the things that happened there was that the publisher was very, very adamant about, before your book is released, make sure you have between 5 and 10 reviews already on Amazon ready to go, so that when that first day hits, like Amazon, it's an algorithm, man. You can run these numbers, and Amazon's got sick momentum. If your book is released on one day and people are constantly buying the book and there's already reviews on there, even a fucking 1-star review, man. You know, I think I hear that the way it works is like a 2-star review and a 4-star review. There's no difference except for like my self-esteem. But like if you like a book, any one of our books on here, and you get on Amazon and actually leave a review, you do us a big favor because it starts churning in that algorithm. And on a release day, like, hey, I just released a book today. It's called a hashtag. But like on a release day, as those books start to accumulate and as those reviews start to come in, they start churning you even further. Like my sister would send me these emails all the time that were like, hey, look, Amazon just suggested that I buy your book, even though I've already bought it. Because they'll do that shit. You know, they'll be like, hey, this is a book where people are actively engaging. They are buying it. They are reviewing it. They are commenting on it. So therefore, it's a book we're going to start suggesting to people. So that's one thing that, you know, going back to that question, I would look for in a future publisher. Is it going to be someone that is going to that understands the algorithm of Amazon and is going to actively push me out there? Because I'll do the legwork. I'll do it, you know. So that's an answer to the last 2 questions. I'm done. Eryk, Phoenix. But I did see another question. You guys want me to hit it, or somebody else want to take one, or what do we want to do?
Is this the one about Hollywood?
Yes, the fuck it is.
Before we jump into this question, because I know this one's going to be kind of a big one, do you want to do your giveaway?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess we got to figure out how to do that. I think we should make a post, and then whoever comes up with the most fucked up thing, like we did last time, those are always fun. Except there's that one picture of the pitchfork that Scott Parker sent. It still gets in my head, like, sometimes. Like, that disturbed the hell out of me for days to come. You know what I'm talking about, the pitchfork in the ass?
Yes. That was disturbing.
That still fucks me up, man.
All right. So do you want to write the post, or do you want me to?
Yeah, why don't you go for it, Todd?
I was going to say, why don't you go for it, Eryk?
Okay, all right, I can do it. I can do it, but that means someone else has to talk while I try to figure it out.
Okay, so I'm just scrolling down through here, and Sean Tracy, we will get to your question in just a moment. We want to get this giveaway rolling. Zach Walters, aka Z-Dubs, posted his review of hashtag on the event page.
What? Dude, is
So-
it a good? Is it a good one?
Oh man, he fucking hated it. I'm kidding.
I can't look at that right now. I gotta do the thing.
Yeah, no, you will not be disappointed. In fact, you're going to be very pleased.
I love that guy.
He's awesome, isn't he? So that happened. Also, shit, where did she go? Candy Whitehead posted another photoshopped box of hemorrhoidal ointment, monochrome brand, with my face as the logo.
That shit looks classy. I would totally use that.
Really? You'd
Oh, yeah.
buy a box with my face on it to
You
put
look
like
like-
cream on your ass?
You look like you would sell a hemorrhoid cream well.
I do
you
kind of
have
look
a
constipated in that photo, don't I? Like I've been
You have
straining.
a face that I can trust. Yeah, you do. You do kind of. Your expression seems to say, "My ass is on fire. What can you do for me?"
Well, I
And the answer is right there.
that's the Kiesling scowl. That usually what happens after I look at my monthly royalty statement from Amazon, which is the equivalent of having hemorrhoids, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Although
Again,
I've
people who are
gotten
tuning in are
worse.
probably wondering why we're talking about hemorrhoids.
Why wouldn't we talk about hemorrhoids?
Why wouldn't we? Awkward conversations with hemorrhoidal writers.
Yeah, well. We are writers.
We
That is
are,
just what we are.
and we're extremely awkward. Like right now, while we're waiting for Eryk, we're just filling time. No script,
What?
folks.
Answer the Hollywood question. That's a good question, and then I'll be done by the time it's for me.
All right, let me scroll back up. So Sean Tracy asked the following: thoughts on the current trend in Hollywood to produce direct sequels to original films while ignoring other sequels that they may not like or were not as well loved as the first film. Examples being Superman Returns, Jurassic World to an extent, the upcoming Alien film. Should the new writer be able to incorporate the whole universe, good and bad, into something new and interesting? Thank you.
That's a pretty good question.
It's a great question.
Do you have thoughts on this, Todd? Before I ran.
I think I'm conflicted on it. Actually, I think it's good and bad because I look at Aliens, 3 and 4, and I'm not gonna hate on Alien 3 because I'm a huge David Fincher fan. But when you put Alien 3 up against Alien 1 and Aliens, it doesn't measure up, I don't think, in my opinion. Also, you can't blame Fincher for Alien 3 because it was mostly 20th Century Fox meddling with it, and that script was went through God knows how many revisions. So I think a direct sequel to Aliens is kind of awesome. Especially, part of me hopes that they would go back to William Gibson's the script that he wrote for the original third movie that they scrapped, because that would be awesome. At the same time, I feel like they kind of built up the Weyland-Yutani Corporation a little bit more in the later sequels. And that gives you a little bit more insight into just how morally corrupt they are. And I feel like they could probably, incorporate that into a later film. Like, not necessarily borrow details from it, but use it as a reference point for a third film that kind of retcons the last two sequels. And like I said, I'm conflicted. I can see the pros and cons of going either way.
Yeah, I mean, I agree to an extent. I would the knee-jerk reaction, the first, like when you first hear about stuff like that, my knee-jerk reaction is to be like, oh, sacrilege. How can you just ignore a part of the series? That's crazy talk. But then, like, if you really sit down and think about it, how is that really any better or worse than completely? Well, let me not say it that way. But if the choice is to ignore one of the series and do a direct sequel that ignores one of the series, if the other option is going to be to completely reboot the series, I would rather see a direct sequel so that we at least still have that original storyline. Whether or not they are ignoring parts of it from certain sequels, I feel like at least I'd rather see a sequel than a reboot any day. I like that better. Because there's something. Not to say that there are no good reboots, but or remakes, whatever, however you want to phrase it. But I do prefer there to be connections to the previous films that already exist. I don't really go for that idea that something has to be completely redone. If it was done well the first time, I don't know. But that's a whole other discussion, I guess. So yeah, I'm also conflicted, I guess is the best way to put it. And but if given the choice between that and a complete reboot, I'd rather they do this, especially for Alien.
Eryk?
Yes. Yeah, I got an opinion on this, man, and I'm probably gonna lose my Geeky Writer cred or whatever. I often have nightmares about me being vocal about this, and then all of a sudden, like, no filmmaker in the world ever wants to work with me ever again. But Yeah, as far as like sequels go, and like exploring the old universe in the sequel or the new, I mean, I think the best way to get at it is, dude, just quit fucking doing sequels, man. Like, stop it. Like, quit. Like, this Star Wars shit that's gonna happen at the end of the year, I don't fucking care, man. I really
Yes!
don't. Avengers! Ooh, like another Avengers movie. Who the fuck gives a shit, dude? Like, anybody, you know, everybody talks all the time about how we're, you know, Kindle publishing and self-publishing, it's just watering down, you know, watering everything down. No, you know what's watering everything down is this bullshit, you know, like remaking it. Like the Prometheus, you know, it was an alright movie, but like the dude kept going back and forth, like, it's not a prequel to Alien. Yes, it is. No, it's not. It's like, dude, why don't you just make something fucking new? You know, just make something new. It's not going to hurt. You know, you like Star Wars, you want to make the next Star Wars, meaning like Star Wars Part 7. Like, don't make Star Wars Part 7. Just make the next movie that made everybody feel like Star Wars. You know? Like, quit this shit. That's what's watering it all down. Make something new. Make something of your own. Get your own voice. Get that shit out there. But, like, Garfield 2 and all this other shit, got no time for it, man. Quit making this shit.
Did you just throw out Garfield 2? Is that what you just said?
I did. No,
Totally
you know,
did.
Garfield 2, you know what? I swipe it left. I swipe it the fuck left.
Can I change my answer? I'm changing my answer to his. I'm changing
That's
my
how I
answer to
feel.
Eryk's.
You know, that's absolutely how I feel. You had a chance to tell a story. You had the chance. Did you fuck it up? Well, you know, go reboot it. You know, go make another one. But you had that chance. This was your time. You had one fucking job. One fucking job. Ridley.
Yeah. Prometheus was shit. Bring it, haters. Bring it. Prometheus was a fucking terrible film. I said
You know, I like Prometheus, but I'm a sucker for those kind of movies. You know, like if you take, I mean, you could probably take any cast of characters, put them on a spaceship, bring on board one thing that systematically eliminates them one by one, and I'm like, ooh, dude, do it again, do it again. And I'll watch all the different ones, like Sunshine or Deep Space Nine or Leviathan. You know, I'll go from one to the next. It's all Alien. That's all it really is. But they introduce us to a new cast of characters and a new thing that you bring on the ship. And, you know, they don't really mess. Oh, guess what? It's the same thing. We never learned our lesson in the first 4 fucking movies, you know? Like, give us a new thing. You know what I mean? It's all the same shit anyway. Just give us a new thing. Is how I feel. And I know right now, I just checked Facebook. I was unfriended by 14 people because I said, fuck the new Star Wars. You know what? But you know what that means? 14 of you were watching this show. Buy my book. Buy my fucking book.
Eryk Pruitt, ladies and gentlemen.
Buy my book.
Wow. You know, I'm glad I am not the only one who is entirely apathetic about the new Star Wars movies.
I'm sure they're going to be great. You know why? Because they were created in a fucking lab. You know what I mean? That's just going to be so test audienced over and over. They're going to be like, does this make a baby cry? Oh, now, turn up the droids. Turn up the droids. Make the baby cry. You know, like, there's going to be so many, you know, it's created in a fucking lab. You know what I mean? I'm sure it's going to be just great. It's going to hit all of your emotional points right where it's supposed to. I'm sure. That J.J. Abrams, he does good stuff. Like, what's that? They do Lost.
Did you watch the last season of Lost?
No, that was actually an insult disguised as a compliment.
Yeah, okay. So just he's not infallible. Thank you, Reverend, for the wonderful sermon.
16 unfriended. 16 unfriended.
So
Fuck them. I didn't want you at this party anyway. Fuck them.
before Eryk completely destroys his fan base, he posted 7 minutes ago on the event page where you can go to comment to win one of 2 trade paperbacks of his brand new novel. Hashtag. Here's how you do it. Post something in the comments. And by the way, I pinned this post to the top, so if you refresh the event page, it should be the very top post. Post something in the comments that will have our noodles good and twisted for weeks to come. Best 2 comments win the paperbacks. And Eryk commented and said that he's scared to look. I, too, am scared to look.
Dude, that pitchfork in the ass thing from Scott Parker, I mean, like, haunted me. I still see it sometimes when things are quiet.
Where's Christopher G. Moore when you need him?
I know he liked something earlier, but he was at I was actually at a screening of Disengaged before I came here, down at the Carolina Theater in lovely downtown Durham, North Carolina. Thank you, Carolina Theater. But yeah, so Christopher was there. He had to cover for me because, like a douchebag, I had to run out. But yeah, it's priorities, man, dude. I'm a geeky writer through and through. So he's up there, you know, taking one for the team. Good on you, Chris. But I think he's here.
If he's here, he needs to fucking sound off because it's rare that he isn't here.
Yeah, he recently just won Best Director for Disengaged.
That's awesome. I'm okay. Jeff Fox's post in your thread is pretty good, and it's relevant to the conversation.
The hood. Not just all thieves is hood.
You can always count on Jeff to come up with something timely. I'm just scrolling down. Paula's is pretty fucked up. That's ugh. Ugh.
Jesus.
That's gross.
Oh, she got smacked! I mean, that's not funny. It looks like she got wiped out. Yeah, but I mean, man, she took it.
So we're looking at the entries for the giveaway right now, folks, and I hope.
I think Jeff Fox posted a snuff film.
I'm a little disturbed.
I mean, it's all right.
I'm a lot of disturbed. I like. You have to understand something, dude. These are our readers and followers. Like, these are the people we cater to.
I sit there when I'm working on stuff and be like, will Zachary Walters think this is fucked up enough?
Hey, Steve Coulter posted the free hugs bunker. How'd you know?
Honestly, most of these pictures pretty much just look like one of my photo albums.
Jeff actually posted another question about 15 minutes ago, and I completely missed it. Everybody has ideas for fantasy casting the film adaptations of their books, but who's your dream narrator for an audiobook version of Hashtag, or Dirtbags for that matter?
Okay, I actually did the audiobook for Dirtbags. Teamed up with a local sound person, Piper Kessler. It's done. My part is done. She's mixing it so that it doesn't sound all goofy with me saying all the time. So she's got her work cut out for her. I actually did it. I put on my reading voice. So look forward to that. Hashtag, you know, I would, to be quite honest, I would get the old man boner, which actually redundant because the man is the one with the boner. But anyway, like I would get I'd get my rocks off if like someone like Sam Elliott would read it, because that dude could read me my last will and testament, and I'd enjoy the hell out of it. So I like his voice. That would be great. But in the meantime, I've had to do it. I'm the one. If you check out, I think there's somewhere on there the book trailer. I do the narration on that, and I like it. And would y'all care, you know, if I gave just a quick sample of my reading? It wouldn't be my own work. It would be someone else's work. But I could read it to you and make it sound good if you like. Would that be okay?
Fine with me. Tony, you got any
good?
problem with that?
Am I going to be cross? Is that what you just asked?
Do you have a problem with that?
I have
one
a big problem with it.
It's one paragraph, and just to kind of get, I'm basically auditioning for the part of reading my own work, but I'm going to do it with the work that's of someone else, if y'all don't mind. And if you would, turn it up your speakers a little bit for maximum impact. But this is from The Tropic of Cancer by Henry Miller, and it's just one paragraph. All right, are y'all ready? And I'm basically auditioning for the part of the narrator for my own books. So here we go. Tropic of Cancer by Henry Miller. At night, when I look at Boris's goatee lying on the pillow, I get hysterical. Oh, Tanya, where is that warm cunt of yours? Those fat, heavy garters, those soft, bulging thighs. There's a bone in my prick 6 inches long. I will ream out every wrinkle in your cunt, Tanya, big with seed. I will send you home to your Sylvester with an ache in your belly and your wound turned inside out. Your Sylvester? Yes, he knows how to build a fire, but I know how to inflame a cunt. I shoot hot bolts into you, Tanya. I make your ovaries incandescent. Your Sylvester? He's a little jealous now. He feels something, does he? He feels the remnants of my big prick. I have set the shores a little wider. I have ironed out the wrinkles, and after me, you can take on stallions, bulls, rams, drakes, Saint Bernards. You can stuff toads, bats, lizards up your rectum. You can shit arpeggios if you like, or string a zither across your navel, because I am fucking you, Tanya, so that you stay fucked. And if you're afraid of being fucked publicly, I will fuck you privately. I will tear a few hairs from your cunt and paste them on Boris's chin. I will bite into your clitoris and spit out 2 franc pieces. That is my selection from Tropic of Cancer by Henry Miller.
Thanks for tuning in tonight, everybody. That's a wrap.
Eat your heart out, Sam Elliott.
All I have to say in response to that, other than the fact that great job narrating, I'm glad Mercedes isn't in here, because that would have been incredibly uncomfortable.
If what?
If that would have been incredibly uncomfortable. Like, at the same time, I'm morbidly curious to you know, as to how she would have reacted to that.
Well,
So Mercedes, if you're still with us, you're still watching.
I don't know about Mercedes or Utah, but Eryk, you touched me.
Where? Show me on the doll. Where?
You touched me, my friend. That was a thrilling read from Tropic of Cancer. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I was talking about emotional touching, my friend. That's even better.
Wherever I can get my fingers on you, man.
Wow. Wow. I feel like we have crossed a threshold tonight, guys.
Was that really a threshold?
That was the threshold. We dropped the C-bomb on the air.
We didn't. We didn't. Henry Miller did.
I feel like I've heard Eryk say all of those words before, just not in that order.
It's true.
Pretty sure.
Did you read What's red and bad for you? This is from Zachary Walters, Z-Dubs. What's red and bad for your teeth? A brick. Now shut the fuck up.
Amanda Shore commented and said, I would just like to say that I live with my in-laws, and I'm so glad that I did not turn up my volume like Eryk said to.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. I have no response to that. I'm kind of perplexed, actually.
But it's not the content. It's like how it sounded. You know, how it sounded. Did I, like Tony said, touch you somewhere special? Or was it just, I'd rather have Sam Elliott read it?
Well, I mean, I would definitely rather have Sam Elliott read Tropic of Cancer. That'd be amazing.
God damn it, Tony.
Come on, you said it earlier. Sam Elliott, man? That would be a get. That would be a get for your book.
Now, this whole story I'm about to unfold, that's all I can remember from the opening of Big Lebowski. Alright, so now that things are good and awkward.
That's what we do.
I know.
That's how we...
Oh, Priscilla Maxwell. Look at her entry to the thread.
Is it Dead Girls Can't Say No with Sleeping Beauty?
No, the other one. What disease do
The other
grammar
one.
teachers get? Colon cancer. Ah. Shame on you, Priscilla. Shame on you. That was so punny.
What was that? I see a snake pit. Is that what I'm seeing? A snake pit?
Alright, you know, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you guys. What frightens me? Fucking snakes. I can't.
Oh no,
stand
that's
snakes.
my wife, dude. That's like no fair. That's my wife. She knows what will fuck me up. That one's cheating. All right, she's getting a buck anyway. But yeah, that's fucked up, guys.
You're disqualified, Lana.
Hey, somebody give us another question. Hey, maybe like, okay, there's no way at all that I could judge this contest. There's no way at all. I mean, there just really isn't. So we got to come up with another way. Either you guys and Mercedes do it, or we go by likes or something. But there's no way I can do it. There's just that. And I'm not a good judge anyway. I'm involved, so I'm partial.
Wait, you want us to pick?
Yeah, either you guys or we go to the people and let them like it. One or the other. Whoever gets the most likes.
No, because that can be easily rigged. They could get all their friends to come and like the...
That's not a bad thing if they get all their friends on our deal.
Well, how are we if we were to choose it? What are the guidelines? What are we choosing? The one we like the best?
You
or
look for the
that's-
one... Yeah, you were looking for the two that are like the most... that are just the craziest. Like the most fucked up,
Oh, so it has to be the craziest or most fucked up?
or something. You know, like it's got that special something. You know, I can't describe it except for that zing. You know, and that moxie. That
moxie.
Yeah.
Because I see one that I really really like, but it's not fucked up. It's just I love the picture that's posted, so I don't know if that counts or not.
Alright, how about this? Folks, you have 5 more minutes to post your entries, and then we will pick winners. 5 minutes.
You're just starting trouble now, Todd.
I'm starting all sorts of trouble. Trouble's my middle name.
I wonder if you could guess what photo I found on there that I love.
Well, I'm looking.
Hey, I'll tell you what.
Is it the elephant poop shoot?
I got 2 reviews on Amazon from this show, so I thank you both very much, Bob and Z-Dubs. Oddly enough, you both are mentioned in the acknowledgments of the book.
Oh, really? Oh,
That's very-
really?
You know, I honestly though, like, besides us getting together and doing the Geeky Writer Hangout and all that stuff, I'm probably like the least supportive motherfucker in the world to you guys. It's like I'm just the worst. You guys come out with books. I'm like, it's pretty cool. You came out with a book. Good job.
Let me retreat back to my cave of apathy and continue not giving a fuck, Mr. Writer.
Well, I gotta say, that's pretty much, you know, it's hard for anybody to look supportive next to Mr. Kiesling. I'm not just trying to stroke you here, Todd, but like, good job on all that. You really do a lot for me. I won't forget it. You'll put things up on your blog, or you're always good for a retweet or a blog post. You were one of the ones with Dirtbags that posted a review early. The little sweet and tidy little lower third graphic here, Todd just made that shit for me today, so that I can sell more books. So I'm extremely, and then of course both of you and Mercedes, scheduling one of these things for on a night when my book comes out. I'll never forget that. So good on you.
Anytime, brother. Anytime.
I think anytime anybody's got something they're doing, Todd is bending over backwards to help out. So it's highly appreciated. Even if you are moving a little slow on our Menage a Four that we're working on together, we'll forgive all that.
I'm thinking about it. Okay. I'm thinking about it. It's up here.
Good. Because I'm looking forward to it.
I know that my ideas for the story are really suspect because I've only thought of them in terms of like themes, not plot, but themes. That's a bad fucking sign right off the bat. Don't do that. Don't do it.
I don't think it's a bad sign, Tony. I think you'll do just fine.
I have faith in you, Tony.
Hooray!
Yay!
Hey, is there another question?
I'm looking. I'm refreshing the event page. I think we're winding down because we're coming up on 10 o'clock. And I do know I am going to have to call it here soon because I've got work in the morning.
Guys, this shit just went fast.
It did.
Well, let's hand out some free paperbacks then.
Yeah,
Well,
let's do the prizes.
They still got one more minute.
You actually time that shit? I usually, like, for my classes, I'm usually like, all right, everybody, you got 5 more minutes to write. You got 5 more minutes, and like a minute and a half later, I'm like, all right, pencils down.
You're one of those
It's done.
professors.
Oh, I'm totally one of those
asshole.
professors. I'm also one of those professors that failing people and just all kinds of fun stuff like that. Total assholes, right? Speaking of asshole, Jesus Christ, what's that picture of? God.
I know, dude, it's a baboon.
Oh, God. Really?
That baboon
Really?
milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
No comment.
That baboon needs some monochrome hemorrhoid cream.
It does, doesn't it? Well, that's the subtitle for Monochrome 3. It's non-entity baboon hemorrhoids.
I have to read it.
What the fuck, Amanda Shore? What the fuck is that?
I want to see
What
it.
the actual fuck is that? Oh my God. I can't stop looking at that. That is so fucked up.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good one.
And the one that Andrea Vassi just posted is also kind of wow.
Oh, what did I do? I made it too big. I made it big.
Dude, what are you doing?
Exactly.
You guys are disgusting. It's disgusting. I was talking about the picture. I enlarged the picture.
You're the one who
That's
was
all.
talking about how
That's all.
Eryk touched you and all, you know. I'm just saying.
Emotionally, oh my God.
Hey, Bob wants to know what's your
Is there
favorite
another-
book by Chuck Tingle.
What did you say?
What?
What's your favorite book by Chuck Tingle? And then I clicked on the link he gave.
I'm lost.
We're eventually going to
I
pick
feel-
the winner, guys. Just bear with us while we work through our problems together. There's going to be much group hugs after this.
My answer, Bob, would have to be my ass is haunted by the gay unicorn girl. I'm out. I'm out. It's great. It's great.
No,
guys.
wait. Space Raptor butt invasion.
Hounded in the butt by my own butt.
You know,
There's a
got a
market for
friend.
this.
I've got a friend who I buy gag gifts for and send him to his place of work at Christmas time. And I sent him a copy of Carlton Mellick III's novel, The Baby Jesus Butt Plug, one year. I think I'm gonna send him one of these Space Raptor butt invasion.
Unicorn butt cops. Beach patrol.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Gay T-Rex law firm, executive boner. What is this? Are these real books? Are they seriously like actual novels, or are they like?
Yeah, it looks like it, dude. Hey, Bob, you derailed the fucking broadcast.
I am not drunk enough for this.
I think I'm too drunk for it.
Oh God. All right. Well, let's get back on track here.
Wait. One more.
No.
Did you guys say this one? No, it's just so ridiculous. This one's not even funny. It's just so my billionaire triceratops craves gay ass. What? Why? What? Why is it a billionaire? What? How did it make that much money?
Hey, if you want, real quick, the guy that recently read Tropic of Capricorn is going to read the first paragraph of My Ass is Haunted by the Gay Unicorn.
Come on.
Chuck Tingle.
Back on track. Let's pick a winner. We kept these folks.
I've been shut down.
Let's pick a winner. Come on.
I can't believe I just downloaded that for nothing.
You just bought one of the books?
No, dude. Pick a winner.
Tony, pick a winner. Mercedes, come back, please, and pick a winner.
Jesus F. All right, listen. If you make me choose one, I'm picking one that it's not disturbing. It's just it's my favorite picture that was posted. Is that okay?
Okay.
All right. I'm going with Let me find it again. So for one of the winners, I guess it's going to be. I can't find it now. Oh, here we go. Ellie Soderstrom. It's that black and white photo with the woman kind of crouched down, and there's a man in a tuxedo.
Damn it! That's the one I was going to pick.
Is it? It's awesome, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad I wasn't alone on that one then, because I just love that image. It's amazing.
Which one is it?
It's Ellie.
Photo.
I'm looking for it.
Ellie Ann Soderstrom. It's like this nude woman crouched down next to a dresser, and on the dresser are all these mannequin heads lined up.
Okay, I just found it. Well, I guess that means you got to pick another one, Todd.
You know.
I know one person has been consistently crazy.
Andrea Vassie has so many fucked up pictures. Like, I worry for your general, state of mind, Andrea. So, I'm just gonna pick Andrea because I keep seeing these increasingly just serious what the fuck photos. Like, I have no other way to describe them except just WTF. So, Andrea Vassie and Ellie Ann Soderstrom, you guys have won paperback copies of Eryk Pruitt's Hashtag. And what I'm going to ask you to do is to send me an instant message on Facebook, and I'm going to need your mailing address. And I promise I'm not going to creep on you, because that's not my style, unlike other gentlemen who are in the party tonight.
Tony.
Wait, who are you referring to? Me or Eric?
Doesn't matter.
Me?
Your address is actually going to be given to the publisher, 280 Steps, and they will be mailing you copies of the book. Let me just double check that. I apologize. It's been a while since I checked the email. Yes, I will need your names and addresses, and I will be forwarding those on to 280 Steps, Eric's publisher. However, please note they will not send to P.O. boxes, so I'm going to need a street address.
Because you can't stalk a P.O. box.
Nope.
You cannot stalk a P.O. box. I know
So
this.
I'm going to tag you guys.
I'm going to tag you guys. Todd.
Aha. Aha. You're tagging him, huh, Todd?
I'm going
You
to
sound
On
so
Facebook.
You're,
I'm tagging them on Facebook. That sounds so wrong. You've won. Please send me an IM with your mailing addresses. Lucky you.
And by the way, hey, thank everybody for coming out and goofing off with us tonight. That's you made this evening very special.
It has been special in the most messed up way possible. I think this is probably the most R-rated broadcast we've ever had.
Does that mean that like we should shoot for more R-rated, or we should pull it back?
Oh no, I don't think
Please
we should
give it-
censor ourselves.
Give us your input. Was this a little too ribald? Is that how you say that word? Or is it should we dial it back some?
Is it bad that I wasn't fazed at all in the least by anything that was said tonight?
I'm sure we were quite tame. I'm pretty sure our audiences and our friends are just as broken as we are, and therefore none of this shit is going to faze anybody that's on this broadcast. And if it did, guess what? Next time, we'll come at you harder.
I'm gonna cry myself to sleep tonight.
Todd puts on a strong face for this broadcast, but yeah, I'm pretty sure when it's all over, there's therapy involved, medication. It's all sorts of bad.
You can't see it, but there are scars on my soul.
Like I
Just
said,
kidding. I
show
don't
me
have a
on
soul.
the doll where we test you tonight.
Would that be one of Maggie Dalton's dolls?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
I get
Wait.
that reference.
Way to make it all about you, Todd.
Yep, sorry. So, yes, thank you guys for tuning in with us tonight. I
Very
guess we'll
much
do
so.
like a rundown of who we are and where you guys can find our books. Take it away, Tony.
Okay, all right. So if you want to read anything I wrote, you could generally find stuff on Amazon. Search my name, Anthony J. Rapino, or you could go to anthonyjrapino.com and go to the fiction section, and you'll see all the links that you need to my novels, my novellas, my short stories. Some stuff you can find for free. Other stuff is a very small fee, and you can buy stuff in electronic format or physical format as well, depending on what you're looking for. Besides that, I have been doing a lot of sculpting as of late, and you can find all of my artwork and sculpture stuff through Candy Corn Apocalypse on Store Envy. I'm also going to be at a VHS trading convention and horror convention in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania on the 30th of this month, so that's this Saturday. I'll be there all day at a table selling my wares, and also doing a little a kissing booth for $1. And no, I'm kidding. It's just a joke. It's a bad joke.
Well, shit, I was gonna drive up there.
That's one way to get you some Rapino.
And you can find me everywhere, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all these things, either by my name, Anthony J. Rapino, or my store, Candy Corn Apocalypse. Oh, YouTube as well, on YouTube. How was that? That was the most promotion I ever did on one of these things, I think.
It is. I'm
Hey,
impressed.
good job, dude. You're halfway to being a social media expert. My name is Eryk Pruitt. Eryk with a Y. You know. So if you go to erykpruitt.com, that's basically going to be home base. You should be able to download my book immediately. My new book called Hashtag. I hope everybody jumps on it. But if you go to erykpruitt.com, it'll give you all the links you need to get to my books, my short stories, and I'm also a filmmaker. We've got some films that are out of festival contention now, so we put them online for free. Like Foodie, you can watch that for free. It's a 29-minute dark comedy horror film. We won some awards, and then other things. So that should be a good jumping off point. Of course, you can find me on Amazon. ... But please keep checking up with us right here at the Geeky Writers, because we love hanging out with y'all.
And my name is Todd Kiesling, and my work can be found on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. More information at my website, toddkiesling.com. I'm also on Facebook, Todd.Kiesling, and Twitter, Todd_Kiesling. My novels are the Life Transparent and The Liminal Man, books 1 and 2 of the Monochrome trilogy, book 3 coming hopefully next year. And I also have a short fiction series, Ugly Little Things, small bite-sized stories for low price. The first volume was just released digitally at the beginning of this year, Ugly Little Things Volume 1, and Ugly Little Things number 6, titled House of Nettle and Thorn, is due out next month, so stay tuned for that. And also, since she's not here, Mercedes M. Yardley, you can find her at abrokenlaptop.com. She is the author of Pretty Little Dead Girls, Nameless, The Darkness Comes, which is the first book of the Bone Angel trilogy, Apocalyptic Montessa and Nuclear Lulu, and the short story collection Beautiful Sorrows. I think I got them all. I could be wrong. Yeah, check out her work as well. And once again, thank you all for tuning in and spending your evening with us and enduring the drunken ramblings of madmen.
Hey, but real quick, be sure to go back to that post and look at the picture Bob just sent, Robert Walters just sent, of the van.
Do that too. So, have a good evening, everybody. Have a great week, and we'll see you later.
Bye.
But